You'd never go on a journey without first knowing where you wanted to go, right? I mean, I could turn left, or I could turn right, or I could go straight on into that wall, but I need to know where I'm going. Yet every day, that's precisely what you're doing with your time. Now, every day is a journey. It's the start of a new journey. You wake up, you have to decide what clothes are you going to wear? What are you going to have for breakfast? There are decisions to make from the moment you wake up in the morning. Now, the smart ones of you, I know, will probably lay out your clothes the night before, so that's one less decision to make. But let's be honest, how many of us actually do that? And that highlights the problem that I want to talk about today. The biggest problem is not time. Time is not actually the issue. I mean, what does it take to plan the next day? Well, that depends on what you've been reading. And I've noticed a lot of people have been reading some of the older time management and productivity books that do tend to suggest that you should be spending an hour, maybe 30 minutes, planning your day every day. Who has that amount of time at the end of the day to do any kind of planning? I know I certainly don't have. I mean, let's be honest, at the end of the day, how do you feel? Most people feel exhausted. If you've had 5 or 6 hours of back-to-back meetings, you've been interrupted all the day, all the time throughout the day. I mean, how do you feel when you finally stop? I mean, do you feel like, oh, I really must plan my day tomorrow? Probably not. And yet, it's still one of the most powerful things that you could do that's going to prevent so much or so many of the problems that you face every single day today. Let's take all those interruptions that we get every day. You could be in a really tight, focused mode. You could be doing really, really well. You're so focused on what you're doing. And it takes one colleague to just destroy your whole day. Now, if you don't have a plan, you're just going to pick up all that work. You're going to respond to that email. You're going to respond to that message. Because, well, what else would you do? You have no journey, you have no direction, you have no idea what it is you actually want to get accomplished that day. Now, the alternative approach is to do a little bit of planning. Now, I'm not talking about spending 30 minutes or an hour every day planning your day. I mean, who has that amount of time? All I'm suggesting is that you spend maybe 2 to 5 minutes deciding what are the 2 big things that you must do tomorrow. Now, for those of you familiar with my work, you know about the 2+8 prioritization system. That are the 2 must-do tasks that you have to do tomorrow, plus the 8 other tasks that you would like to do tomorrow. Those, doesn't matter if you don't complete them, but at least make a start, because that's going to make you feel a lot better. But the most important thing is that you have your 2, if you like, big rocks that must be done tomorrow. And you decide that before you end the day. Now, all this takes is a little bit of thought. What are the 2 things that you must complete tomorrow? And I challenge you right now to ask yourself that question. What are the 2 things that you must do tomorrow? Now, all you have to do is either write those down and leave them on a piece of paper on your desk for the tomorrow morning, or you can just flag them in your task manager. If you're using Todoist, for example, make those your 2 red flags. But whatever you do, you need to highlight those. If you're really serious about becoming better organized and more productive, then we need to get better with managing our time. Now, productivity doesn't mean doing more and more and more and more. What it actually means is doing less but better. That's the way I see productivity. If I can do something better, it means that I have a lot less to do. So I am searching for ways to make doing something better. But before we get there, we need to eliminate a lot of stuff. That's why it's really important to be able to see what is actually important and what is not. And that's what doing some daily prioritization does. Now, the great news about doing planning on every day is that it doesn't take 30 minutes, 40 minutes or an hour. All you need is about 5 minutes. You can do this from your sofa. You can do this whilst you're brushing your teeth at the end of the day. Pretty much you can do this anywhere. Usually I start planning my next day when I take my dog out for a walk in the evening. I find that is the best time because I'm thinking, what are the two most important things I must get done tomorrow? Now, having a plan for the day is not going to eliminate all those distractions. Your colleagues and your boss are still going to interrupt you and give you tons of work. I'm sorry, this is not going to eliminate that problem. But I tell you what it will do, is it will help you to very quickly get refocused on what your two big things are for the day. What I like to call my must-dos. What are my must-dos for tomorrow? My two must-dos. That is how you start to become that little bit more productive, and it also means you're getting a lot of those big rocks completed every single day. And this isn't about a single day. This is actually about the momentum you build. And it is, as that often used word today, has a compounding effect. You know, what you do today will lead you to what to do tomorrow. So what can you do from what I've spoken about today that's going to really help you from tomorrow to become a little bit more productive, a little less anxious and stressed out? Well, the first thing you can do is stop trying to decide what must be done tomorrow by looking at a long list of to-dos in your task manager. That's going to be so distracting. There's too much coming at you. You will know what the most important things are because your brain is actually quite smart in some respects. It will be telling you every single day what is truly important. Listen to your brain. Write those things down on a separate piece of paper or just flag them when you do the weekly planning. Another one for a future video. But the key here is to come away from that daily planning knowing what your two action steps are for tomorrow. Now, it's really important that you do this every single day. Sure, it works on a single day basis, but to get the most out of this, it needs to be a habit. Before going to bed, you need to know, what are my two must-dos for tomorrow? I can guarantee it will transform your productivity. You know, pull down the resistance to planning the day. I've heard all the excuses. It's not difficult. You can do it from the sofa. You can do it from an armchair. You can even do it as you're just about to get yourself off into bed. What are my two must-do tasks tomorrow? If you really do want to become better organized and a little bit more productive, then it starts with taking small steps. We don't need to radically transform what you do from day one. All we need to do is make some tiny changes. The best change I can give you that's going to give you almost instantaneous results is that 2 to 3 minutes or 2 to 5 minutes at the end of the day where you just give some thought about what are your two must-dos tomorrow. Now, I've been doing this for a long time. It's transformed my life. It's such a simple little trick that you can do, but I can guarantee it's going to give you more focus. It's going to give you more purpose. And I should just point out before we come to a close with this video that this doesn't just mean work-related tasks. This is also about your personal life too. You know, if you haven't exercised for a few weeks, maybe it's time that tomorrow you need to get out and go for a walk. Or tomorrow, if you've already a runner, go out for a run. Don't isolate this little trick to just work-related stuff. It's about personal stuff too. It's a guaranteed way of starting that momentum and getting you running. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper on helping you to prevent procrastination and to give you a little bit more focused in your life, then I really do suggest that you watch this video next.